Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about something called double diabetes. I had a question from someone who had this and they wanted to know what they can do about it. Okay, so let's just explain what it is. It's a combination between type 1 diabetes, where you have the pancreas no longer producing insulin. Okay, there's no production of insulin. Pancreas isn't releasing any more insulin. Okay, combined with something called insulin resistance. And that's a situation where the cells are not taking in, not receiving insulin. Okay, so we have a situation where it's not produced and not received. All right, so the cells can't absorb insulin. The insulin that's in the body, it's unavailable to the cells. The combination is pretty dangerous because it requires you can take in way too much insulin than you really need. So it ups the amount of insulin that the person needs, which creates a lot of damaging effects to the eye, the kidney, the nerves, and the heart. Okay? So now, what can you do about this? Okay? Now take a look at this. Insulin has a purpose to lower sugar in the blood. Okay? And carbohydrates trigger insulin. So right there, that tells you what diet you should be on, right? Don't consume the carbohydrates. Okay? Cut out the sugar and the carbohydrates. And also, frequent eating will also increase insulin. So if we can create a situation where you don't need as much insulin, that would be very, very smart. Okay? Now, what will cause insulin resistance? Well, high amounts of insulin over a long period of time will cause the cells to block it because the body is trying to protect you because too much insulin is dangerous. Okay? It wants just the right amount. The goal is not to trigger insulin as much with what you're doing in your diet, so we need to cut out the carbs, especially a type of sugar called fructose. Fructose will cause insulin resistance even more than sugar. So that's in agave nectar, it's in fruit. You want to completely get that out of the diet. In fact, you don't want to consume any sugars, okay? Especially the high fructose corn syrup. GMO foods, soy and corn, can also cause this condition. Low amounts of potassium because you don't like vegetables can cause this situation. Low B vitamins because you're consuming so many refined carbohydrates, you deplete the B vitamins, boom, cause this situation. Other things will cause it too, so different medications, stress. There's a lot of things that can cause insulin resistance. But the point is, if you were to cut down the carbs and reduce the frequency of eating, you would decrease the need for insulin. You'd still have to take it, but not in the quantities that you're taking that creates all the side effects. All right? Thanks for watching. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book more extensive called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.